Hey guys, so I'm eating lunch at Publix right now, and so it's time for Fun Facts with Jonathan! First one, crawl space fact. Mind you, by the way, I don't fact check any of these. These are just off the top of the dome, so I'm sure I'm going to get some stuff wrong. And also with my first fact of the day, I'm wildly oversimplifying a lot of things. Okay, so a lot of times people ask me, hey, am I breathing the air in my crawl space? The short answer is, yeah, sometimes. The longer answer is, depends. How much, air gaps do you have? And the much longer answer involves barometric pressure, negative and positive airflow. But the really, really short, oversimplified version of this is as follows. And I know somewhere some scientist is swallowing their tongue with what I'm about to say, okay? But generally speaking, air flows from hot to cold. So during the summer months, you have an AC in your house and your crawl space might be a little bit hotter. And that's typically when you're going to have the most air exchange between your crawl space and your house, as in your house is going to be negatively charged and sucking air from your crawl space into your house. Okay? Again, that's a wild oversimplification, but do you need to understand these things? Probably not. And so the bottom line is sometimes, not always, and mostly when it's hot out and you're cooling down your house. Okay, that's my crawl space fact. My unrelated fact, and if you don't care, turn it off right now, is that one of the more interesting characters in history is a woman you've probably never heard of. She's known as, I believe it's Sheng Ji, but if you just type in Chinese pirate queen, she'll come up. I think for the longest time we didn't even know her birth name, just her title. I think what I just said means wife of she. But she is an incredible, incredible figure in history. For one, she seems to have actually believed her own ability to foretell the future. I'm not saying she could foretell the future with knuckle bones. I'm saying she believed it. And the reason that we believe that she believed it is because one time she cornered a Chinese fleet, had them completely surrounded in this alcove. Not alcove, what am I thinking of the word? I don't know. But an inlet. An inlet. She has them penned in, massive forces, throws the knuckle bones to see if she should attack, and just gets negative. No, now is not the time. The magic 8 ball says, do not murder these guys. So she left. She is one of the few exceptions to I fought the law and the law won. She's one of the few exceptions to that. She fought the law and she won. She was so successful in unifying these disparate Chinese pirate dynasties, and these people they had a word for them called wet feet or something like that, because some of these people were born on these massive villages that were lashed together boats and had literally never set foot on land in their whole life. They were pagans worshiping weird gods in Confucian times, being really crazy bisexual and just wild folks. And she unified all these disparate pirate confederations that had colors. There was the yellow fleet and the blue fleet and the red fleet. This is some crap out of a movie. I can't believe no one's made a movie of her life. But yeah, she unified all these disparate pirate empires into one coalition and then eventually held the Chinese government hostage until they eventually granted her and her people land. And she got pardons for thousands of people. Only a few hundred, I think it was 300 people didn't get pardoned, and that's because that was her, excuse the language, her shit list, right? That was anyone that she had held a grudge against but could not execute within her own laws, which, by the way, her laws were some of the most progressive of the time. I won't go into it too much because it gets a little dark and, viewer discretion advised, but go check out the Pirate Queen, one of the most interesting figures in human history, and no one talks about her.